Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 30th of November 2023 and to be honest guys, there is not much movement so far as the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is concerned. The global cryptocurrency market is pretty much the same since the last 24 hours, but in today's episode guys, we have quite a lot of news regarding partnership. And listen guys, in 2023, I've seen quite a lot of partnerships, particularly in the world of stablecoins, which is a bit bizarre to be honest because this year, the volume of stablecoins has been ridiculously low. And also in today's episode, the first news that we have is a partnership between Circle and SBI Holdings. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss this. And looks like they have signed a memorandum of understanding. And looks like they'll definitely be introducing Circle USDC all the way in Japan. So definitely some positive news, I guess. And guys, the second news is to do with Jack Dorsey. Now whether you like Jack Dorsey or not, what he's doing in the Bitcoin world is definitely promising. Now what he wants to do is guys, he wants to go ahead and decentralize Bitcoin mining. And guys, Jack Dorsey is also on the verge of building a distributed or decentralized social media platform. It is a bit ironic that he's the censorship king and he's the one who's focusing on distributed or decentralized social media platform and also Bitcoin mining as well, isn't it? But definitely positive news for the overall ecosystem. So in today's episode, I'll very briefly touch base on what is going on so far as decentralization of Bitcoin mining is concerned. And to be honest guys, when you talk about mining, I find it a bit strange and funny to be honest that some companies do actually promote in stating that they have 25% of the hashing power or 40% of the entire Bitcoin hashing power. That does not make any sense. What you're actually announcing to the world is centralization of Bitcoin mining. So hopefully in the near future we'll see more distributed or decentralized Bitcoin mining. Now guys, in today's episode, there is also some news surrounding Santander, which is one of the leading banks in Europe, and they are having a partnership with crypto custodian Taurus, but at this point of time, there is no official source of information, so I really can't say if this is legitimate news or if this is rumor, but today I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this. And guys, yesterday in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, I did talk about some news regarding China's central bank digital currency project, and in today's episode guys, we have another development and Standard Chartered Bank is also partnering with China's CBDC. Now look guys, whether you like it or not, central bank digital currencies are definitely going to go mainstream 3 to 5 years from now. So it's so critical to understand the key difference between CBDC, Bitcoin and open blockchain. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Day podcast, I'm going to be discussing two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news guys has to do with gaming, and the news is that VMade is planning to support blockchain gaming ecosystem. And this news definitely touches base on blockchain technology as well. And this news has to do with South Korea merging with Dubai and UAE. So essentially guys, the news is VMade from South Korea is planning to support blockchain gaming ecosystem growth in Dubai and the UAE through collaboration with Dubai Chambers. Definitely positive news. Now the second news guys is a massive news, and that is to do with digital network and IOTA guys, which is one of the OGs in the cryptocurrency world. And IOTA guys is launching a $100 million entity in Abu Dhabi to go and create a digital network. Now look guys, it is definitely really critical information, particularly if you're a startup or trying to build things in the cryptocurrency, blockchain and even in the Web3 space. So in today's episode, I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode. So let's kickstart with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee Date, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee Date has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee Date. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee Date, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee a Day aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE, so definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Spartan Race, the world's premier obstacle course racing company, returns to the land of Gazelle at Al Wadba in Abu Dhabi, and this time, guys, is going to be the 3rd year where the World Championship event is taking place in the Middle East. And Spartan, guys, is a global fitness brand with a 10 million strong community, and they create transformational events, experiences, product and content to help people, companies and teams tear down boundaries and expand what they believe to be possible. From day one, nearly 2 decades ago, they've been champions of human transformation, and they help people get outside and eat healthy and develop habits that lead to a life of constant progress. And with a family of brands, they push people from every corner of the globe outside the comfort zones and immerse them in the world of top fitness and elite sport. And they do this, guys, because when you can face and overcome adversity head on, your potential is limitless. And guys, the Spartan World Championship takes place between the 8th till the 10th of December, where thousands of athletes and spectators will gather at the metropolis in the desert to compete for Spartan immortality. This is a unique opportunity to watch the world's best obstacle course race athletes compete for World Championship and have your group conquer these obstacles themselves. Now listen, guys, there are 3 events taking place, and this time there's also a 3K World Championship event, which is an invite only. There's Spartan Beast, which is a 21K World Championship event, so you definitely need to check it out. And look, guys, if you do want to take part in it, there is Open Heat as well, where you have 5K, which is a sprint event that takes place at night at 5:30 PM with headlights on. Imagine, guys, doing this obstacle course race with your headlamp on in the middle of the desert. It's going to be absolutely wild and beautiful, isn't it? And guys, listen, you can also do a trifecta event. That is another 5K event called a sprint, a 10K event called a super, and Beast 21 kilometers. So for further information, guys, look in the show notes below, and hopefully I get to see you there. Next, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs
with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below.
Now, guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, to be honest, there is not much movement so far as the price of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency is concerned. The global cryptocurrency market has marginally gone down and it is at $1.42 trillion. Yesterday, guys, it was at $1.43 trillion. Now, since the last 24 hours, it is marginally down by 0.37%. If you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume, it is nothing to be harping about. It is at $51.62 billion. But if you were to compare this number for the first half of 2023, it is almost double on an average given day. And since the last 24 hours, guys, it is up by 4.61%. Now, so far as the volume of DeFi is concerned, it is well below the $5 billion mark. And as of today, it is at $4.90 billion. And DeFi, guys, is accounting for 9.49% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And, guys, the total value locked is below the $50 billion mark at $46.99 billion. And so far as total value locked is concerned, Lido is still dominating with $18.95 billion. And, guys, for some odd reason, decentralized to centralized exchange has definitely pumped up today. It is at 27.97%. Yesterday, guys, it was at 25%. And the day before, it is at 22%. Now, look, guys, this number is really critical. It just gives us an idea of how the whole notion of decentralization is working in play. And I very strongly feel, guys, the moment we touch 40%, and if we are consistent for 40%, let's say for a few days, few weeks, or even months, then is when we can confidently say that this whole notion of decentralization or distributed form of working or decentralized autonomous organization or DAO is definitely being used quite a lot. Now, guys, let's quickly run through the volume of decentralized exchanges, and Uniswap's volume is once again ridiculously good. It is exactly the same as yesterday at $1.25 billion. PancakeSwap is at number 2nd at $332.49 million. Lighter, guys, is at number 3rd, and the volume for Lighter is looking really good at $324.93 million. Because to be honest, guys, when I look at these numbers, I'm pretty much sure this might be the very first time that the number 3rd decentralized exchange volume is well over the $300 million mark. It used to always be around $200 million mark. So definitely some positive development So far as decentralized exchange is concerned, the number 4th guys is Thorchain at $248.04 million and finally Curve Finance at $125.64 million. Now guys, regarding decentralized exchange, the trend that I've observed this particular week is so far as the top 5 decentralized exchange is concerned, there is a lot of movement, a lot of new entrants, so really I'm not sure what is going on. Are there new projects being implemented? Are people using different decentralized exchange? Definitely a bit strange to be honest. Now guys, let's quickly run through the volume of stablecoins. It is at $46.79 billion and stablecoins guys accounts for 90.65% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume, and out of this $46.79 billion, Tether USDT is accounting for $37.57 billion and Circle USDC guys is at $5.12 billion. Now look guys, few days ago in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, in my Ask Me Anything series, someone did actually ask me which stablecoin issuer will be leading the pack, let's say 3 to 5 years down the line, and if I'm not mistaken, I did actually state that I wouldn't be surprised if Circle USDC might just turn out to be the leader, and it definitely overthrows Tether USDT. And guys, in today's episode, we definitely have some positive partnership, and to be honest guys, this year, Circle USDC has been making quite a lot of partnership, so I wouldn't be surprised, let's say in the bullish market, if Circle USDC's volume is almost double of what it is right now. Now granted, in comparison to Tether USDT, it is almost 5 or 6 times less, but I wouldn't be surprised in a bullish market if the volume of Circle USDC definitely picks up pace. Now unfortunately for Binance BUSD guys, it is definitely nearing an end, and so far as the 24-hour trading volume is concerned, it is at $370 million. Now guys, let's quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin's market cap is $739.7 billion, whereas Ethereum is $244.8 billion. The 24-hour trading volume guys of Bitcoin is $22.8 billion, whereas Ethereum is $9.4 billion. And guys, if you look at the dominance of Bitcoin, it is definitely looking good and steady at 52%, whereas Ethereum's dominance is 17.20%. Now in today's episode guys, let me quickly run through the market cap of DeFi protocols. And the number 1 guy shouldn't be a surprise. It is Uniswap, and its market cap is $4.58 billion, and the price of its token, that is Uni, is $6.08. The second one guys is Thorchain, and its market cap is $1.93 billion, and the price for its token, that is Thor, is $6.42. The third one guys is Injector Protocol. The market cap is $1.42 billion, and the price for its token is $16.86. The fourth one is Aave. It is at $1.42 billion and the price for Aave is $96.90. And finally guys, at number 5th is MakerDAO, which is often called as a boom or DeFi protocol. Its market cap is $81.42 billion and the price for the token, that is MKR, is $1,540. Now look guys, so far as DeFi is concerned, I definitely have to say that MakerDAO did actually start the movement so far as decentralized finance is concerned. And look guys, so far as total value locked is concerned, before Ethereum successfully transitioning from proof of work to proof of stake, the total value locked in MakerDAO was definitely the highest, but now consistently it is Lido that is dominating so far as the total value locked is concerned. Now guys, before we look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, let me run through a protocol called as Frax Protocol. And to be honest guys, they claim to be the first algorithmically stable coin, because to be honest guys, they were the first fractional algorithmically backed stable coin. So let me go ahead and explain what Frax Protocol is, because guys, Frax stands out because it is not purely backed by traditional collateral like other stablecoins. It's essentially a fractional algorithmically backed stablecoin, meaning that part of its value comes from collateral and part of it is determined by algorithms. Now so far as the supply is concerned, they definitely have a dynamic supply. And listen to this guys, the protocol adjusts the amount of collateral based on the market value of Frax, that is the token for Frax Protocol, and this dynamic supply mechanism aims to keep the price of Frax token stable at $1. Now so far as decentralization and governance is concerned, it's really important to know that Frax Protocol is completely community driven, and the Frax Protocol is designed to be controlled and governed by the community rather than a centralized authority. This means that decisions about the protocol's rules and changes are made collectively by token holders, and to be honest guys, this is one of the drawbacks of open blockchain where the community gets to decide, because often it does take quite a lot of time. So far as centralization is concerned, the decision making can be done instantly, isn't it? Now so far as the governance token is concerned, The token is called as FXS, and the token, guys, plays a really crucial role. Not only does it represent ownership in the Frax ecosystem, but it also serves as a governance token, allowing holders to vote on proposals and changes. And guys, they also have oracles as well. And Frax utilizes on-chain oracles, especially from Uniswap for Ethereum, USDT, USD prices, and they also use Chainlink for USD prices. And guys, oracles provide real-world data to blockchain, helping the protocol make informed decisions, isn't it? Now, so far as the token system is concerned, guys, they essentially have a two-token system. The first one is Frax, that is its stablecoin, and the governance token, that is FXS. And so far as Frax is concerned, guys, this is the stablecoin that users transact with, and its value is intended to be stable around $1, and it adjusts its supply to maintain the stability. And so far as the FXS token is concerned, as I mentioned earlier, FXS is a governance and investment asset. It accrues value from newly minted Frax, fees and excess collateral, and holders of FXS have a say in protocol decisions, and they can also earn rewards as well. Now listen, guys, so far as the supply is concerned, unlike traditional stablecoins with fixed supply, Frax dynamically adjusts its supply to regulate its price, ensuring it always remains close to $1. And guys, so far as the founder is concerned, Sam Kazman is the idea behind Frax, and he is an American software developer, and the development team included Travis Moore and Jason Yuan, and all of them worked to implement and launch the protocol. So essentially, in summary, guys, Frax is a sophisticated stablecoin system that brings together the benefits of collateral and algorithmic stability. Its unique design, community governance, and two-token system sets it apart in the world of decentralization or DeFi. So what are your thoughts, guys? Definitely an interesting project. Now, guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And since the last 24 hours, the price of Bitcoin has marginally gone down to 0.68%. And the price of Bitcoin, guys, is $37,830. And since the last 7 days, it is down by 1.47%. Ethereum, guys, is at $2,035. And since the last 24 hours, it is marginally down by 0.96%. And since the last 7 days, it is down by 1.89%. Binance BNB coin, guys, is at $227. Since the last 24 hours, it is down by 1.45%. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 3.37%. Now look, guys, in today's episode, there is quite a lot of news regarding partnership. So let's start with the first one, that is Circle's partnership with SBI Holdings. And the news essentially is that SBI Holding is partnering with Circle to pioneer digital currency innovation in Japan with Circle's USDC, banking and Web3 services. And guys, the companies have signed a memorandum of understanding underpinning the work ahead, which includes SBI Group and Circle initially working towards the circulation of USDC and expanding the use of stablecoins in Japan. And guys, SBI Group and Circle have also committed to properly complying with stablecoin-related regulations, including communications with related authorities, and to circulate USDC stablecoin with Japan. SBI VC Trade Company Limited is seeking registration as an electronic payment instrument service, which is subject to approval by authorities. Now look, guys, if you want to read through the official link is in the show notes below. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, I wouldn't be surprised, let's say 3 to 5 years down the line, Circle USDC definitely dominates the stablecoin world. But my big question is, what would happen when central bank digital currency kicks in? Why would you want to use stablecoins when you already have CBDCs in play? Is there a way to probably go ahead and merge stablecoins with CBDCs? I don't think so, but maybe we can come out with a way where both of these things can be merged. Now, guys, let's discuss some massive news, and that is regarding the possible intention of decentralization of Bitcoin mining. And the news surrounds censorship king Jack Dorsey, and Jack Dorsey, guys, is spearheading a move towards decentralizing Bitcoin mining through a recent investment, and the company is called as Ocean, and the company secured $6.2 million in funding with Jack Dorsey as a lead investor. And listen, guys, the aim is to facilitate miners in receiving block rewards directly from the Bitcoin network. Now, if you do want to find out more information, the official link is in the show notes below. Now, it's really important to note, guys, that long-term Bitcoin Core developer Momolin and co-founder Luke Deshire are the people who are behind it. And Luke Deshire did actually mention via Twitter or X that we are launching as the most transparent pool and also the only non-custodial pool where miners are the recipients of knee block rewards directly from Bitcoin. So definitely some positive news. Now listen, guys, a lot of the Bitcoin maximalists would definitely be liking this news, despite this news being associated with the former CEO and founder of Twitter, that is Jack Dorsey. Now, guys, let's discuss second news. And to be honest, guys, this news, at this point of time, I really am not sure if it is legitimate news or if it is rumor, but definitely positive news. And the news essentially is that Santander Private Banking International Swiss unit launched a Bitcoin and Ethereum trading service for clients with Swiss accounts, and clients can access crypto investment services by requesting them to relationship manager. Now the reason why at this point of time, guys, I really am not sure if this is a legitimate news, because originally this news was actually published in CoinDesk report, and CoinDesk report actually states that the bank has enlisted crypto custody firm Taurus to safeguard crypto assets. But when Cointelegraph, which is another leading publication, did go ahead and ask Santander regarding this, Santander declined to confirm this news. And even if you read through the original report by CoinDesk, it does not mention any legitimate person. But I'm definitely hoping this is definitely a positive news, and it is definitely a legitimate news. Now guys, let's discuss second news, and this is regarding central bank digital currency. And listen guys, central bank digital currencies are definitely here to stay, and China surprisingly might just turn out to be the leader so far CBDCs are concerned. And the news essentially is that Standard Chartered Bank has joined the initial group of foreign banks involved in China's central bank digital currency project. And guys, the bank has expressed optimism about the digital yuan's development prospects, highlighting its status as an international bank with a 165-year history deeply rooted in the Chinese market. So essentially guys, what happened is that on Monday, Standard Chartered Bank China Limited announces commencement of digital yuan exchange services, marking its participation as one of the inaugural foreign banks in China's central bank digital currency pilot project. And they are focusing on digital renminbi, also called as RMB, and being one of the oldest and well-established foreign banks in China, Standard Chartered emphasized its 165-year presence in the Chinese market. And the CEO of Standard Chartered Bank in China expressed satisfaction in being among the first foreign banks to engage in the digital RMB pilot. And guys, the bank also outlined its access to digital renminbi interconnection platform through Citibank clearing services, and People's Bank of China, also called as POBC governor, disclosed a substantial milestone earlier this year in July, revealing that transactions using China CBDC, referred to as ECNY, had reached 1.8 trillion yuan, which was roughly around $250 billion, and they achieved that by the end of June. And guys, the CEO of Standard Chartered Bank also highlighted the bank's optimism about digital yuan's development, rooted in its extensive history as an international bank, deeply embedded in the Chinese market. And he's also anticipating ongoing expansion of China's CBDC's application scenarios, and he also mentioned possibilities such as cross-border merchant payments, trade financing, and supply chain financing. Now listen guys, whether we like it or not, China is at the forefront of CBDC exploration, and they've expanded their pilot projects continuously with 26 digital yuan projects across the country. And Standard Chartered has actively contributed to the development of digital yuan ecosystem and has explored innovative applications for the Chinese central bank digital currency. And guys, in September of this year, Standard Chartered Hong Kong participated in the proof of concept research project MCBDCB, that is Multilateral Central Bank Digital Currency Bridge, and they did that aiming to facilitate cross-border payment settlements for real transactions of actual companies through the currency bridge infrastructure. So definitely positive development so far CBDCs are concerned, but unfortunately guys, not a positive development in the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And listen guys, as I mentioned earlier, if you do want to find out the key difference between central bank digital currency and Bitcoin, go to my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and on the tab that says blockchain, scroll down, you'll see two documents regarding central bank digital currency. Download the second one, and I believe on the 6th or 8th page, there's a key difference between Bitcoin and central bank digital currency. So those were the news guys from Crypto and Coffee at 8 from Blockchain DXB. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the first news guys is connected to South Korea, and VMade, which is a South Korean company, is planning to support blockchain gaming ecosystem growth in Dubai and the UAE through collaboration with Dubai Chambers. So let me go ahead and explain what this news is all about. Cause VMade guys is a leading South Korea-based game developer, and they are collaborating with Dubai Chambers to support the growth of blockchain gaming ecosystem in Dubai and the UAE. And the CEO Henry Chang met with His Excellency Muhammad Ali Rashid Luta, the President and CEO of Dubai Chambers, to discuss broad plans for future collaborations. And VMade is the first and largest Korean game developer to engage in official talks with Dubai Chambers for joint ventures in the game development industry. And guys, the meeting marks the next phase of VMade's commitment to contribute to the growth of blockchain gaming ecosystem in Dubai and the UAE. And Dubai Chambers guys acts as a local bridge between the local business and the government, and their aim is to create a thriving business environment, and the chamber seeks to facilitate and improve the ease of doing business in Dubai and enhance its position as a globally competitive commercial center. And the CEO of VMade acknowledges the UAE as a dynamic region for building the next generation of games and gaming industry talent, and VMade plans to collaborate with Dubai chambers to contribute expertise and technology to key initiatives, including the Dubai Program for Gaming 2033. And guys, the Dubai Program for Gaming is something which I did cover on my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, because it was actually unveiled by Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, and he did set major industry goals as well. So definitely positive news. Because look guys, the goal of the Dubai Program for Gaming 2023 is to position Dubai among the top 10 cities in the world so far as the global gaming industry is concerned, and the program aims to generate 30,000 new jobs in the gaming sector. It also seeks to significantly boost the gaming sector's contribution to Dubai's digital economy, and the program guys aims to increase GDP by approximately $1 billion by 2033. And guys, His Excellency Muhammad Ali Rashid Lutar did express pleasure in collaborating with VMade to drive innovation in the UAE's digital ecosystem. So definitely positive news. Now guys, let's look at the second news, and to be honest guys, this is another massive news that has to deal with IOTA, and IOTA is launching $100 million entity in Abu Dhabi to create digital network. So let me go ahead and break down what this news is all about, because IOTA guys is launching a $100 million foundation in Abu Dhabi to accelerate the growth of its distributed ledger technology in the Middle East, and the goal is to convert real world assets into digital ones using IOTA's DLT, that is distributed ledger technology. Now listen guys, IOTA definitely has a cryptocurrency, but it is not connected to a blockchain. They use a completely different protocol, and Dominic Steiner, the co-founder of IOTA and chairman, reveals the foundation's aim to onboard institutions and work on chain in the UAE. And distributed ledger technology guys works something similar to blockchain and has various potential application, and has definitely gained traction over the past decade. And IOTA's digital token will fund the $100 million investment in the foundation, and the IOTA Ecosystems DLT Foundation is the first blockchain-focused organization approved by regulators of the Abu Dhabi Global Market, or ADGM. And ADGM, guys, as we know, is the financial center of the UAE, with finalized blockchain rules as of early November, and the foundation provides additional support for the blockchain sector amid challenges like the collapse of major market players. And optimism guys in the blockchain sector has definitely risen, anticipating regulatory approval for spot Bitcoin ETF. And guys, the foundation will be seeded with over $100 million in IOTA tokens vested over the next 4 years. And guys, the funds will be raised to develop the IOTA network and accelerate its growth. And guys, IOTA plans to tokenize assets representing ownership rights in land or buildings as digital tokens stored on a blockchain. And tokenization guys involves creating digital certificates of ownership for almost any valuable objects. And Hamad Sayah Al Mazuri, the CEO of Registration Authority of ADGM, expresses the UAE's aspirations to become a leading jurisdiction for the blockchain industry. And listen guys, IOTA is one of the OGs in the cryptocurrency space, and they were launched going back to 2015, and at that point of time they were one of the fastest growing networks. Unfortunately guys, they did have some problem, and this whole notion not your keys, not your crypto was not validated for IOTA, because even if you did have your keys, at one point of time you could not get access to your own tokens. But that is a completely different topic altogether. Now, so far as the foundation in Abu Dhabi is concerned, it expands IOTA's presence beyond Europe, aligning with UAE's ambitions in the blockchain industry. And guys, listen, the collaboration aims to leverage the reshuffling market to position IOTA as a key player in the Middle East blockchain and digital asset landscape. So definitely positive news, I guess. And listen guys, if you're a startup or if you're someone definitely keen in the blockchain or Web3 space, you definitely need to be part of this. So those were the news guys from Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's kickstart with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Adam who asks, when will UAE launch CBDC and where can we get more information about it? Now, Adam, UAE has already gone ahead and launched the CBDC project. It is called as MCBDC. And look, if you're following me on LinkedIn, I definitely do cover quite a lot of news regarding CBDCs as well. And what I tend to do is, Adam, every month I do have a series on central bank digital currency. So most likely in December, I will be having a series on central bank digital currency where I highlight some of the basics. I also go ahead and highlight some of the threats of CBDCs, and that session is essentially broken down into three parts: Part A, Part B, and Part C. And in Part C, I focus news regarding UAE's role in central bank digital currency. Now, regarding your question, UAE is definitely a part of an MCBDC project, also called as multiple CBDC. So essentially, there are three different types of CBDC. You have wholesale CBDC, you have retail CBDC, but UAE is already part of multiple CBDC, and this news goes back to at least a couple of years. And the multiple CBDC project is actually a collaborative effort, Adam, with BIS Innovation Hub, that is Bank of International Settlements. Now, what I really recommend you to do is, in order to get any information regarding CBDCs, go to the website bis.org, that is B for Bravo, I for India, S for Sugar.org. Now, so far as your question regarding UAE is concerned, I believe they're currently working with 4 other banks. I'm pretty much sure UAE is working with Hong Kong Monetary Authority, and they're also currently working with People's Bank of China and also the Bank of Thailand. So essentially, there are 4 banks that are involved, and they're working on multiple CBDC, and the project is called as MCBDC Bridge, something similar to what China is currently working, and I did actually mention that earlier in the episode as well. And the project that UAE is already part of is called as Project M Bridge, so definitely check it out. And what I would really recommend you to do is, somewhere in December, probably in the 3rd week of December, I'll definitely go ahead and have a session, and you're more than welcome to go ahead and attend that session. Now, if you do want to find out any information regarding CBDC, go to LinkedIn. There is a guy called as Richard Turing. I really strongly feel that he might just be the most knowledgeable person so far CBDC is concerned. And Adam, he has an excellent interview with Bankless going back to at least a couple of years ago. But in that episode, they went ahead and explained all the key details regarding CBDCs and what role does China play so far CBDC is concerned. So Richard Turing, definitely check it out. And I'm sure he has a book as well where he talks about central bank digital currency. But other than that, Adam, if you do have any questions, you can always drop me an email. But definitely a brilliant question. But look, Adam, one thing which I strongly worry is, once CBDCs goes mainstream, what will be the use of stable coins? And listen, I do have a series on Metaverse as well. Now, as much as I dislike saying it, so far as Metaverse is concerned, rather than using Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies or even stable coins, I very strongly feel that central bank digital currency might be an ideal form of payment, might be an ideal form of medium of transfer as well. Those are my honest thoughts. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about Metaverse. And guys, remember, Monday to Thursdays 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And how the series of episodes on the Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other 2 news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.